Messaging women, the top 3 profile tips, first messages and suggestions for online dating. That's what we'll be seeing in this video today. And I'll happily give you a bunch of excellent tips that will make you more successful online with beautiful women. I'll also give you concrete first messages that you can simply copy and use in order to get a great first reaction. And we'll talk about how you can make beautiful women send the first message to you. Let's first begin with a few very general tips that help these first messages really work for you. Tip number 1, the basis of getting women online. Although lots of men don't want to hear this, I'm going to say it because I know it's best for you. Before we begin, one thing must be clear. The reason you use online dating must absolutely not be because you're avoiding talking and meeting women in real life. Because if you have no experience with women in real life, if this uncertainty is what's bringing you toward online dating, women are going to notice that with every word you write. At the very latest, you'll be found out when you're going on a first date with a woman that you met online. Because of course, sooner or later, you're going to have to meet these women you're messaging. That's why online dating should only be an additional resource for meeting women and never the only one. Tip number 2, online dating has just one single goal. Something I see with men all the time is that they concentrate so hard on writing to women and trying to get a good reaction that they lose sight of their own goal. The goal is to get the woman to stop writing to you and instead meet with you in real life. The longer you just message her, the better your chances of ruining everything and ending up as the chat partner, who she chats with for years but would never consider meeting with. The sad truth is that lots of beautiful women have countless chat partners in their lives because they constantly get self-affirmation and attention without ever needing to meet them. These women always give their chat buddies the feeling of having a chance by staying warm and friendly, but these guys really have no chance at all. So it's so incredibly important not to waste your time with women that play these hot and cold games. Set up the first meeting as soon as possible. Because the worst thing in a dating game isn't the women that turn you away. In that case, you know where you stand and you can concentrate your time and energy on other women. The worst thing is the women who spend an eternity holding you at arm's length and sucking up your time and energy without anything ever coming from it. Tip number 3, how your first messages to a woman can come across 100 times better. There's a reason why most men online never get any replies from beautiful women. So to say a reason why so many women aren't interested in their first messages. And it's not about the message. Understanding this is really the key to having incredible success with online dating. I'll warn you, if you skip this step that's coming up, you're never going to be successful dating online. What the unsuccessful men all do is spend 95% of their time on messaging women and only 5% on creating an attractive profile. And that's exactly the wrong way to do it. The first thing a woman does when she gets your message is to put your profile under the microscope. She wants to know who's writing to her. She wants to know who you are. I mean, we men do that all the time too. Before we message a woman, we'll check out her photos and profile. And if we get any messages, then naturally the first thing is to check out those profiles too. Beautiful women do the exact same thing. If your profile communicates the wrong things to women, there's no first message in the world that's going to save you. She won't answer you no matter what you send. On the other hand, if your profile says the right things to a woman, that is, really shows you in a good light, then it's all the same what you write. She'll be 1,000 times more likely to reply and 1,000 times more likely to want to meet. Right now, I want to give you 3 quick tips on making a good online dating profile. Online dating profile tip number 1. Your pictures can destroy any chances you have. Women get so many messages all the time through online dating that their first interest is to weed out the rejects. An easy way to do that is to find a picture that communicates on some level that the guy's uninterested or just doesn't have the right looks. This way, she can get rid of the unattractive guys messaging her right away. The more pictures you have online, the higher your chances of getting tossed in that reject pile. Therefore, a smaller collection of carefully curated pictures is often going to be a lot more effective. Above all, don't you dare snap a couple of photos with your webcam and call it a day. These look terrible. You want to use a picture that shows you're charismatic, smiling, easygoing, and generally a high quality man. Everything about this is important. Your style, your personal grooming, the way you're smiling into the camera. It can appear manufactured or fake. The best is to show a picture out of your ordinary life where you just happen to be giving the camera a charismatic smile. At the same time, you've got to have something up there that shows you're doing something really cool. It should show what kind of life you have, what kind of things you get to do all the time. Something, for example, like vacation pictures or playing some sport. For example, I have a pretty wide variety of things, hanging out with a dolphin, for instance, or flying a little plane. So with those pictures, you can see the kind of thing I do now and then. The point is that you give women an excuse to send you a message because you're showing what an interesting guy you are. And most men forget that women can be just as uncreative. Again, they don't want to risk an online rejection. That's why it's so important that you have a reason in your pictures for her to message you, so she can say that she messaged you because she just happened to like one of your pictures. Online dating profile tip number 2. Build a profile that really makes you attractive to women. A really good trick is to write questions on your profile and then answer them yourself. For example, the question, 3 things that are important to me in a woman. Putting an answer to this on your profile is really pure gold. You can really show how unique you are with this trick. It shows that you've got standards, that you're confident, and that you're not going to take just any woman. It shows you're a worthy man who has options in life and can choose between lots of women. That immediately separates you in her mind from all the other men, and you're immediately playing in your own league. Plus, of course, you can list some things that are extremely important to you in a woman. If it's important to me that she's, for example, interested in psychological theories of dating, and I can't talk to her about this, she's not as attractive to me. Maybe it's important to you that she cooks well, plays a cool sport, or maybe just has the same goals in life as you. Whatever it is, write it down here. Pay attention at all costs to the mistake most men make here, namely thinking that this way eliminates too many women because they don't meet your standards. It's actually the exact opposite here. The more exact and specific you are, the more women you're going to get. The reason for this is simple. The women that fit your description will read it through and immediately feel like your soulmates, and they'll message you right then. And of course, these are the women that you really want. And the women that don't match will be impressed at how you know exactly what you want. That in turn makes you attractive to them as well. So they'll try to present themselves to you in a way that shows they have the qualities you're looking for. And that's what you want. Namely, that women find you tantalizing and think of you as a prize worthy of winning. Online dating profile tip number 3, an additional turbo mode for your profile. One more excellent thing to have up there is the idea, 3 things I'd like to achieve in my life. This shows that you're a man with goals, plus you know exactly where you're headed in life. For this, you're going to want to have a few examples, like opening your own pizzeria, being a manager in a big finance firm, or traveling the world in 80 days. Whatever it is, write it down here. Tip number 4. First messages that spark an interest in her and get her to answer. Here are a couple of tips for sending these messages. Tip number 1, write like you talk. Most men that write to women online shift into some kind of online messaging mode and write things like, "Hi, how's it going? I just saw your profile and thought blah blah blah." This gets you nowhere. You need to write to a woman just like you talk to her in real life. This way, it's light and playful and exactly like people normally talk. There should be no difference between these messages and real life. Very important. Opening message tip number 2, make her curious. A great trick is to make her so curious that it's easier for her to answer your message than to ignore it. An example would be to write, "There are 2 things on your profile I think are super cute, but there's something a little strange too." Then an emoji along with it so she knows you're having fun and flirting. Notice how interesting this is, because it's not about you, it's about her, and it's going to be pretty hard for her to ignore this opening message. The mistake that you can't make at any cost is to copy this message and try it out on a woman before you have a solid profile, because your profile is the absolute basis for women to be interested in you. Aside from that, you should only use it when you really do find 2 things cute and 1 thing strange. Otherwise, you're going to run out of material real quick. And of course, you shouldn't insult her. Just find something that's a little out of the ordinary to tease her about for a moment. The last tip is coming up. If you've enjoyed this video so far, then give it a good rating so it can help other men too. And so I won't have made it for nothing. Opening message tip number 3. Talk to her about something specific that you like in her photos. Imagine for a moment she's got several photos on her profile that show her shopping, while the other men just write about how hot she is, which, by the way, only communicates, "I'm so desperate that your character doesn't matter. You don't have to do anything to impress me. I'm only after your body." Your message is going to be completely different. You send her a funny and slightly teasing message like, somebody's burning through dad's credit card, poor guy, and then a winky emoji or something like that. This is really genius because it's kind of a challenge, and if she steps up to it by answering, "No way, it's mine," or something, then you'll keep playing when you write, or maybe somebody's got a sponsor. Basically, you're talking with her as if she was your playful little sister, instead of unnecessarily making her protest what you're saying and trying to come out on top. Let's have a bonus tip. Opening message tip number 4. Guess something about her. This can really be super effective, and only something that's hinted at on her profile. Otherwise, as I said, these first messages lead nowhere. Write, for example, "Is it possible that you're a Leo? Your profile sure looks like it." Don't you see how crazy, interesting, and effective this is? Again, it's not about you, it's about her. And she'll start thinking things like, how could he think I'm a Leo? Does he know a lot about horoscopes? Is there something on my profile that makes him think that way? Am I? I've got to know, right? That's how to start something with the first message. The only direction after that is starting a conversation. And if you want to get more opening messages like that practically force beautiful women to answer you online, or want to know how you can get her number, get her on a date, get her in bed, or get her in a relationship, click now on the button that says "Show me how I can get women online," and start learning secrets about online dating that most men will never know. Aside from that, you'll get incredible free training videos that show you how you can chat up women, get to know them, and start to date them. So click now on the button and we'll see each other on the other side in the full videos. Till then.